CDs, remember them? This next album was the first one to sell 1 million copies. Now then guys, Quinnsdude here, back on the Rad Music Chat channel. Thank you for joining. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of any time that I upload new content. As I always say, there will be something coming on the channel that you will like. And if you enjoy this video, down below, the little thumbs up button, the like button, smash that for me as well. Today's video is jumping back into the 1001 albums you must hear before you die book and chalking another one off. We are travelling back in time to the 17th of May 1985 and this absolute monster was released. Brothers in Arms is the 5th studio album by British group Dire Straits. As I said, the first album to sell 1 million CDs and has actually now just ticked over 30 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums ever. Genres for this one, we're just going to go with rock and pop rock for the graphic here, but there is elements of blues, jazz, Americana on there as well. Interestingly enough, Brothers in Arms was one of those rare albums that has done so well commercially. But actually came out to pretty lukewarm critical reception. Sounds magazine actually saying that Brothers in Arms is only a halfways decent album because it only has halfways decent songs. It's important to note that although always been technically a band, Dire Straits revolves around singer, guitar player and songwriter Mark Knopfler. Knopfler was actually born in Glasgow, but at a very early age was moved to the northeast, Newcastle upon Tyne, and has always identified as a Geordie. There was 5 singles released from Brothers in Arms, 9 tracks. And the first one is actually the first track on the album, So Far Away. So Far Away is a lovely understated soft rock song with a really nice hooky guitar line. What this opening track does is demonstrate to people who perhaps weren't already a fan of the band that Knopfler isn't the greatest of and most technical singers, but it's hard to imagine anyone else actually singing for Dire Straits. His voice fits like a glove, essentially. Track 2 on the album, and also the second single released, needs no introduction. Money for Nothing is got to be one of the most recognisable and well-loved rock songs ever released. It still stands as Dire Straits' biggest ever hit. The song's lyrics for Money for Nothing are written from the point of view of 2 working class men who are watching music videos on MTV. Knopfler's good pal Sting appears on Money for Nothing as well, and really does add to the track with his vocal contribution. And interestingly enough, if you listen to the melody of the line he sings, "I want my MTV," it's actually Knopfler's melody that he asked Sting to sing, and is a blatant rip-off of the Police's Don't Stand So Close to Me. Money for Nothing also wasn't without a little bit of controversy. In the years following, the ultra-woke brigade got hold of it and disapproved of the word faggot. Now that's fair enough, it's, you know, not it's a horrible word, but in the context of this song, it was actually someone that Knopfler had heard in the television and electric store where MTV was on, where he heard this guy saying all this stuff that he directly quotes in the song. So it's from someone else's point of view, and when you look at it like that, it's you know, it's poking fun at the small-mindedness of the subject. Track 3 and another single is almost as well known, I would say, as Money for Nothing, and this is Walk of Life. Knopfler had actually intended this to just be a B-side to one of the other singles, but the Dire Straits manager heard it and insisted that it go on the album track list. Walk of Life is just over a basic rock and roll beat and chord progression, has one of the most recognizable synthesizer riffs out there. I find this song a bit twee. It's not one of my favorites off the album. The last single and track 4 on the album is Your Latest Trick, which is an absolutely lovely track. It has such a gorgeous sax refrain that never outstays its welcome over this really nice bossa nova beat, and just is a smooth, smoky jazz track. I'll be honest, and it sounds lazy, but I feel like Brothers in Arms falls into the trap that so many of those mega albums from the 80s do, and it's that once you come away from the singles, the quality is a bit... Granted, 5 of the 9 tracks are singles, so it's weighted more heavily in the quality side of things, but you know, this is definitely one of those albums where you're not looking forward to discovering the tracks that you don't already know on it, if that makes sense. I mean, halfway through the album you've got Why Worry, which is just, it's nice enough. It's quite nursery rhyme like in a way in its composition, but I mean, it's almost 8.5 minutes, and the last sort of 3 minutes are just like, why? Then you have a few more tracks after Why Worry: Ride Across the River, The Man's Too Strong, and One World, that I would suggest giving, if you've not listened to the album in a long time, or you've not listened to this album in full other than the singles, then I would suggest listening to at least once to see what you make of it. I'm sure these songs do have huge fans of them, just not for me, none of them, and it's almost testament to the other songs on offer that the quality is so up there, but they did save the best to last, and the title track, Brothers in Arms, is absolutely sublime. Seen by many as an anti-war song, Knopfler wrote Brothers in Arms in 1982 about the Falklands War. Brothers in Arms for me is arguably Knopfler's best vocal performance. There's no real vocal acrobatics in it or whatever, but just that very subtle melody. It's very haunting, and the way he delivers it is so effective. It demonstrates his guitar playing. Knopfler has such a unique and distinctive way of playing guitar and tone, and this is one of the best examples of that. And the guitar solo in this song as well is just one of the best. A great way to end this album, and I feel like this song has a real timeless quality to it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please get your comments in. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay rad.